What's up, everybody? It's your boy WB. Of course, I'm being joined by, look, this woman is a author. She's a writer. She's an entrepreneur. She's a model. She's a beauty brand ambassador. I mean, and she just cool people, y'all. She ain't just a pretty face. She's
Aw,
smart and she cool people. Joined by
thank you.
Chanel, Angeli. Chanel, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm really excited to talk with you.
Well, the pleasure is all mine. Let me start off by just getting talking a little bit about you. So I announced you as an author, a writer, a model, all these different things, but you really deal with a whole bunch of different things. You're like, I like to say a true entrepreneur is somebody who has their hand in a little bit of everything. And
Definitely.
you seem to be a person who has their hand in a little bit of everything. So let's talk about some of those things. Let's talk about Melon and Mermaid brand to start off with.
So, yeah, I heard a long time that being a serial entrepreneur is the only way that you will end up being successful. And so I never feel ashamed that I have like a lot of different stuff going on. It's a little bit overwhelming at times, but I feel like I was built for it. I'm Jamaican and we have like 10 jobs at one time anyway. But Melon and Mermaid started because the phrase was coined from when I was doing writing for my travel blog, and I was always taking pictures on the beach because I was also had a swimsuit line going on at the same time.
Look
um,
at you. You got to laugh at
yeah,
yourself as you're talking about
it's
it.
always been like three or four things happening at once. So somebody kept on saying like, "Oh, you're Melon and Mermaid. You're the Melon and Mermaid." So I went ahead and trademarked it and bought the domain for the website, and that travel blog transformed into also being natural skin and hair care products that I used to sell because my kids had sensitive skin. Um, However, I was making it in the kitchen with a staff of one, me, shipping, marketing, everything, and it became overwhelming because the demand was really high. And so we are revamping Melanin Mermaid now to be still holistic and natural, but I'm going to go more towards the route of sage and crystals, not things that I have to sit there and whip up anymore.
Well, I'm gonna say this. I didn't use the brand, but I had heard of the brand because a lot of
Hmm.
women I know. I have four sisters, and uh, we're Puerto Rican.
Okay.
So so
Wepa.
yeah, look at you, look at you.
I'm from
So
Miami now.
so they literally was using one of my sisters was loved your brand. In fact, when I told her I was going to be interviewing, she was like, "Oh, I know exactly who she is." So
Oh, awesome.
so that's pretty cool. Now I know you're an author too. What do you like to write about? What kind of books do you write?
Right. So my first book, Mel, is a massage and meditation guide. I've been into this holistic lifestyle for about 5 years now. I had something happen, a breakup actually, and it was honestly my the way that I healed was to become centered and meditate. And so I wrote a book about it, Mel. And it did really well. We sell out every time that we restock. It is available on my site right now at Chanel Angeli, but the second book, I wanted to be a lot more personable and vulnerable because I feel like I don't give that to people, my life and details. And so I went into my poetry archives, which is like standing naked in front of people. Like for me, it's really intense because it's giving them a glimpse into my childhood and my downfalls and where I messed up at in relationships, and it's very open, but I'm really excited about it. So
Well, I've written a couple of books. In fact, the last book that I wrote was called The Business of Love, and I
mm,
wrote it from a perspective of being an attorney and seeing people getting divorced, and I talked about how, uh, to me, love isn't just the most important thing, but you got to be able to have good business with each other because when you get married, when you have a relationship, it's a business
right, it's a
because you're working.
contract.
Right, right. You're working together. And so you want somebody who, you can do good business with. I'm like, how they look, everything else, you can work somebody out, you can change how somebody dress, but can you do good business with them? And I think if you can do
Yeah.
good business with somebody, I think that's the key to having a good long relationship, even with friendships. Your best friends are usually somebody who you can do some kind of business with them and they understand your business perspective. So I'm always curious to see and read people's book when they're coming from a position of being vulnerable, because to
Right.
me, one of the most vulnerable things that we can admit is that we didn't do good business. We didn't
Yeah,
do good business.
it's
And
true.
so I'm looking forward to that. Now, this is going to be the summer release, right?
Yeah, it's going to be the summer release, and it's been postponed because it's also a blend of photographs and personal images, and I just didn't feel like I had the right photos to go with the poems to convey the message properly. So now I'm working with a photographer and just kind of getting that wrapped up. But I definitely got to get your book because I ride the fence a lot about whether I believe in marriage anymore or not, because I a part of me feels like you can just rock it with somebody without the contract, the contract part of it, and then the other part feels like, well, no, you're doing it in front of God as your witness, and
Well,
you're
I'll say
making that
this.
vow.
I've said this for years. Marriage is the worst contract anybody can get into.
Mm,
It's the worst contract from a legal perspective. But if you got somebody you can do good business with, because see, this is the thing. To me, you could be in love with somebody. I mean, me and you could spend the next 6 weeks together, and in 6 weeks we could have genuine feelings for each other, right?
right.
But can we do good business together? And that's the key to me, because if we can do good business together, even when we have our lulls and our down moments, because we do good business, we can work through that,
We'll
because
work through it.
we know we're in this as business partners too. We're not just in this because we got emotional attachment. We're in this because we truly like each other and like working with each other. And
Right.
so, I tell people, because people ask me when I do the circuit and stuff, people, well, what do you think about marriage? Do you think marriage, is even worth it? And I say, if you find somebody you can do good business with, marriage is totally worth it. It's just finding somebody who's going to be a good business person with you, not just somebody who looks good or has money
Yeah.
or you have feelings for. I said, because realistically, if I spend 6 weeks with you and you spend 6 weeks with me, we can have genuine feelings, but that don't mean we get great business together.
Right. We
So
can grow on each other regardless. Like, but can we
exactly.
work? Right.
It,
Yeah.
it, exactly. So I definitely will get you a copy of the book. Now
Thank
tell
you.
everybody for flight. So tell
Uh-oh.
them,
It's breaking up for me a little bit.
okay, I
Okay,
know you
you're
got to
back.
catch a flight. I know you got to catch a flight. So tell us Instagram and all the other social media
Yeah,
sites.
so follow me at Chanell, Chanell, Angeli, Angeli _. And please be careful because there are a lot of fake pages that are created. This is crazy. I'm gonna have to work on getting verified because you already know the catfishing game is really strong
Oh
out
yeah.
here. They have a whole TV show about it, but yeah, that's my social media page on Facebook. I am Melon and Mermaids _ at Facebook. And then you guys can shop my book at ChanelAngeli.com and register, subscribe so that you can be up to date with all of my events because I do a lot of spoken word events around the city of Atlanta. Hmm.
Well, I'm next time I'm in the A, I'm definitely gonna have to check you out. I'm gonna get you a copy of the
Yeah.
book. And the one thing I'm gonna tell you is what I tell everybody else when it talks about relationships, right? When you're ready to get that serious relationship, you need to write down your 10 weakest points.
Mm,
And your 10 weakest points should be your partner's 10 strongest points. And his 10 weakest points should be your 10 strongest points.
that
Because
balance.
if you get that balance, you can do good business. You can do good business at that point. So to me, the key is finding somebody who you can do business with, but what you weak in, they're strong in, and what you're strong in, they're weak in, and then you can get that balance and have
Yeah.
that real connection of a good business partner.
And that's why they always say opposites attract because like I'm a little bit of a shy person and I love people that are outspoken. Like yeah, I'm definitely gonna use that in my next relationship.
Yeah, definitely. I'm telling you, I get it, the book. I wrote the book, and basically, I wrote in there how to find your mate. This is how you find your mate. I gave a roadmap of how you find the person you're supposed to be with, and
Hmm.
then from there, it's up to you if you want to do it. But I also tell women, be careful, because this is how you create stalkers. Because if you show them all these things I'm telling you, and he's not the one, this dude is gonna lose his mind. So I don't want you to create no stalkers.
Listen, I got a pistol for all of that. All
Ah!
of that. I don't play none of those games
Look, you
at
may be
all.
shy, but you carrying that heat. I get you. They don't want
Yeah.
that smoke. I get you. Jamaica in the house, baby.
Yes.
Chanel, thank you so much for your time. We
Thank
greatly
you,
appreciate it.
Warren. Thank you. You
All
guys
right.
have a great weekend.
You too. Be safe.
Thank you.